Okay, good morning all. What is it? It's 10 o'clock Monday morning. I'm just doing a whole set of reviews for the week, and what I do is I just go through all the sheets, and I mainly go over the data, and then I collectively add up what ifs and bad days, good days, etc., etc. One of the talks it's a very important talk today. I want to talk to everybody again. It's going to sound repetitive, but I need to make it sound repetitive so everybody can get it, about the multiple sheets and what to do when to abort. Okay. Aborting is something that it's going to take time for everybody to understand when to abort and when not to abort. It's not something that you can do instantly yourself. Unfortunately, what happens when you get multiple sheets, the way these sheets are coming out, if you're under the Australian package and you're getting 8-9 sheets, it's great that when the sheets do well, but as you saw yesterday and as you saw on the weekend, or especially on Saturday, when these favourites start winning, it's a bad scenario, especially with multiple sheets. If you've got one sheet and the first 2 or 3 races, these favourites start winning, you're down 6-7 units. It's not so bad. But when you're looking at 8-9 sheets and collectively all 8-9 sheets start off bad, you could have been down 30 units yesterday, the first 2 hours of betting. Some states came back. I know Perth came back with, Perth was unbelievable. I think the sheets, I did it on simulation mode. They won about 25, even 30 units in some instances. But one of the things with aborting, it's a tough call to abort because sometimes the sheets start off poorly and come back, and vice versa. So you got to find the medium. Now, the best way for me to explain how to abort a meeting is I do what I go ahead. Okay, what that means is that I have a look at the sheet and I have a look at the amount of runners that we're taking on that are short price favourites. And when I say short price favourites, anything from, say, about $3 down to $1.80. And for the newbies, for the guys that have just joined me, personally, I'm not after those runners. Okay? They do not interest me one bit because, again, you have to have a really big high strike rate to back and make money off them. Don't think because they're winning that people are making money off them. They don't. No one is making money off them. It's very hard to make money off those runners, hence why I don't like them. Now, I see them all. My data tells me why they're $3.10, $1.90, whatever they are, but my data also tells me to take them on. Now, what I generally do when I know it's going to be a tough road is I'll look ahead at the sheets and I'll say, right, how many odds-on favourites are we taking on? Now, if we looked at Bunbury was rare what happened yesterday. The first 6 races, we were 6 from 6. All right. Now, I didn't bet. I didn't even record. But if you'd gone ahead and looked at the Bunbury meeting, you would have thought, oh, well, we're taking on race 1, $1.80, and we're taking on 2 runners that are well in the market. So that's 2 there. Race 2, $1.75. Race 3, we took on 2 runners, $3 and $2.70. All right. Race 4. We took on $1.85 favourite. Race 5, we took on another $1.75 favourite. I mean, the fact that we were 5 from 5 was unbelievable. Race 6, we took on $1.50 favourite. All right. Race 7, the $1.60 got rolled. We didn't have that winner. Matter of fact, that winner was actually on the sheet. I personally removed it. I don't know why I did, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I wasn't recording. And then in race 8, the first favourite of the day won. Now, when you're looking at a sheet and I'm not navigating, have a look ahead, go through the markets and say, right, how many favourites is he taking on today? And how many has he dropped? And how many are on his sheet? If the sheets are there 70% if I've dropped 70% of the program of favourites, it's going to be a rocky ride. Trust me on that one. What happened in Perth yesterday was quite rare. You don't see it that often. Now, if you'd bet in Perth yesterday, you would have absolutely smashed it. Okay, and the sheets are designed to beat these runners, but the probability you got to everything is for me is numbers and math. That's how I look at it. All right, what are the chances of actually having 6 from 6? It's pretty high. All right, like you've got a really high rate of trying to get them. We do it often, but not often enough where it's killing it. So when you get a sheet, you look at a meeting like Bunbury, and also you read what my text messages say. Now, I sent a text message about Perth yesterday, and I specifically said in that text message, Perth Metro is diabolical. It's terrible for favourites at the moment. They are winning on a broomstick at the moment in Perth Metro. But I did say in my text, it's a different story in Provincial and Country. All right. Now, I don't write stuff for the sake of writing stuff just for noise. I write it because the data tells me Perth Provincial and Perth Country are decent at the moment. It could flip. Don't worry. It's just that they just go. Now, because I follow patterns, the pattern tells me take them on. And we were spot on. We took them on. A lot of those favourites were just so poorly priced. Hardly any of them rated, and I couldn't see it. All right. But then, all right, we have a look at a place where it went really bad, where every favourite was winning. And this is what happens. So you've got to find the medium when you're getting multiple sheets. Okay. Now, again, please, guys, the multiple sheets are not designed for you to sit there all day and bet off every single thing. If you are going to bet on multiple sheets, pick and choose. Like, it's hard. It's a hard one to find right now. Look at this. Where's this tracky? Tari. Let's look at Tari yesterday. Now, Tari realistically should never have been sent. I did the sheet, but it should never have been sent because of the track. All right. Now, that track was not a heavy 10. I can tell you that. My data, I've already did data on the track. I rated that track as soft 7 yesterday. All right. And that's what it really was. It was not a heavy 10. The Times told me it was a soft 7. And for the newbies and for anyone that's been around me for a while, you all know when a soft 7 track or a soft 8, whatever they want to call it, we're only ever going to get seconds. The intelligence in the market on these soft and heavy tracks is through the roof. They're the only horses that win. All right, and that's why yesterday you saw what happened when they all won. Now, the reality is, okay, race 1, we took on 2 favourites. I think we got second. Yeah, Dunoon, whatever happened to it. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't look at the meeting. It was just a poor meeting. Race 2 was the second favourite, and then you start looking here, all right. We didn't have that runner there, so there was races there. But look at that, there's $1.85. There's runners there that we had on, didn't even remotely come close, because that's what happens. The results are just all over the place. You can't make sense of any of them. All right, and that's why I don't like betting on soft 7s, on heavy tracks. Now, I did the form for a heavy 10, admittedly, okay, because I'd rather do form on. I'd rather do horses on do form on a heavy than I would do on a soft. But I did say that track was going to be upgraded, and they never did publicly. But I'm telling you now, my times told me it was a soft 7. All right, then from race 4 onwards, I think every single favourite won. I can't even recall. That happens. Now in that instance there, you just say to yourself, right, I think that we had that winner there. In that instance there, there's 2 things that could have happened there. We actually had the last 3 winners, I think, on the sheet, but some of it we couldn't get priced. Now, in future, all right, what I might do, I just will not send these soft 7 heavy tracks again. All right, I think that's just the best thing, so everybody just stays away from them. I don't bet on them. And I don't think anyone else should be betting on them. I think that's what we'll do from now on. But I do the sheets. The sheets are done 2 days prior. I'm already looking at Wednesday's meetings today. It's Monday. Okay, so that's what I do. So I look at the reason why I do them so early is because of changes, tracks, conditions, and I tamper with the sheets, in the next 48 hours. All right, so if you'd bet there yesterday, you'd have been completely wiped. All right, now when to have aborted? Probably after race 3. Okay, have a look at poke around. See, I look at it, and I also go ahead of the sheets, and I look at I work it out and say, right, I'm down 6 units. How many favourites am I taking on? Well, I'm taking on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 favourites. Potentially, I could lose 25 units. Potentially, I could win 20 units. I could win it all back. But when the tracks are like this, and when the tracks are really poor, all right, and we're getting results are just not going our way, after race 1, have a dip, race 1, race 2, also look into the messages, what I said. I did say, have a look, poke around. First 2 or 3 races are okay. After that, abort. Now, if you abort a meeting, let's say you abort a meeting after race 2 or race 3, and then race 4, they all come back, ignore it. The worst thing you can do is decide to abort a meeting and then sit back and watch them win afterwards. That will do your head in. All right? Trust me, just walk away. Don't look at them. Looking at them after you've aborted will make you physically sick. I mean, we're human beings. It's just an emotional ride when you're doing this stuff. Okay? Abort, walk away. There will be sheets tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So don't worry about it. You have to be Yoda with this stuff. Bookies want you to sit there and get sick over this. I don't get sick over it. I've aborted so many meetings and then have won, come back and won so many units, but it doesn't matter. I get them back at the end. All right, now we look at this Moroya track. I think it was Moroya. Where is this? Sorry, I'm just going to expand this. Okay. No, we'll look at the Sale track. Again, this was a diabolical track. You got to look at what I say in my text messages. Right now, the play here, again, for the newbies, these are mainly for the newbies. Look ahead, look and say, right, what's he got here? He's got, how many favourites has he taken on? 1. There's 2 favourites there. Well, we had the winner, but we couldn't get price. Obviously, it was an emergency runner. But then start looking at, race 2 was a nothing race because it was too many unknown runners. But then from race 3, all right, you got to look at it and you go, right, we're taking on an $1.45 favourite. Mind you, as I said, we got second to it. So, it could have flipped. It could have gone our way. But you look at it, there's a $1.45 favourite there, second. All right. At this point, you got to go to yourself, right, we're taking on another $2.05 favourite. All right, what's winning at the moment? We're 4 races down. We're just 4 from 4 favourites is pretty much won. Abort, walk away. All right, because then you look at that. You look at race 5. All right, $1.65 favourite. That's what you have to do. You just got to start looking forward and saying, how many favourites are we taking? I'm down 6 or 7 units. All right, what's going on here? I mean, this was a complete blowout. But then it gets back to normal after about, there you go. So there's another favourite there. So, you have to look. And on the weekend, right, the intelligence in the market is unbelievable. I've been trying to, there's a thing that's going through me at the moment saying, why are we bothering even with the weekends on some days? You saw what happened on Saturday. I bought at every meeting and it was the correct call. Because I know on the weekends, you have got everybody dipping into the pie. Why? Why bother? Let's make our money during the week. All right? Sure, I'm going to send out sheets on the weekend. I'm not saying never. The money's there on the thing. But the intelligence in the market is unbelievable. So I just say to myself, right, let's just have a dip, have a look. It's not happening. Let's just get rid of the sheets. All right? Some of the sheets on Saturday did come back. But I don't care. It's not my concern. All right? The last 2 weekends have been really bad on the weekends. So, and it's got, the sheets have been fine. The sheets have had the winners, but we just can't get price. It's all about prices. That's all it is always about. All right. So then we look at this sheet over here. Moroya was the same. Favourite after favourite after favourite, and that's what's been winning. And it's also this time of the year. I don't like this time of the year. This time of the year is what I call the August-September time of the year. It works also in the summer. Just like everyone goes, they don't like betting in winter. This time of the year is just as bad as those winter months. It's just as bad. All right, so you look at the Moroya sheet, you look at it and you go, all right, well let's have a look here. Race 1, nothing. How many favourites did we take on? Well, this was actually what I would call a betting race. So if you'd lost that race, fair enough. Fair. I mean, that was race 7. Sorry, got to look at race 1. Okay, $1.70 favourite. All right, dropped in another while they're on definitely hold price. I mean, definitely can be beaten. Now we've taken on 1. All right, I'm sure we got second to that runner. We got that winner, so that was fine. All right, so you're going all right there. You're 1 from 2 if you're betting. Then all of a sudden, all right, look ahead. All right, we got second. I'm sure we got second to this. Yep. All right, so we're taking on 1. So you look and you go, 1. How many is he taking on? I'm sure we got that winner as well, San Anton. All right. So this meeting wasn't. So you're looking at it and you're going, okay, I'm sure we got that winner as well. So this meeting was actually fine. Okay. But let's just say, but you have a look. You're not seeing these $1.75 favourites. They're not on the sheet. They're not even on the markets. You see what you see the point that I'm trying to make? Go ahead, have a look, see what's ahead, and say, right, how many is he taking on? So, this thing here won the last favourite one. And then we had Whiskey and Diamonds. Was that in there? Yeah. So this sheet actually won, but have a look at the difference. You're not seeing any $1.50s, $1.60 runners in the sheet, and that's why it won. All right. So this was actually a decent meeting. We got, because we weren't taking on all these really short price favourites. That's why the sheet won. So that's when you're talking about aborting. Go ahead, have a look. Have a look. Look at this sheet here. What's this sheet here? Horsham. I know this sheet was terrible, but I think every single favourite won. And it's good, guys, to see what happens when favourites win. I'll repeat myself a million times. We're going to get killed. This is not a service that backs favourites. We avoid them. All right. And then when they win, well, then they're just going to smash us. Now, look at this. Let's have a look at this particular meeting. All right. So we look here. This would have been a good betting race. The winner, I don't know where it came from, but that's fine. So you look ahead. And you look. Okay. So I think we got the winner, but have a look, 235, 250. There wasn't a short price favourite in there. So if you were betting here, you're 1 from 2. You're not going too badly at the moment. Race 3. I think it was this was race 3. It was a good betting race. There's nothing wrong with this race. So you start to see, you go, okay, but then you're looking at the meeting itself and you've got one there. Okay. Now we had this winner here. Don't know why it was actually as an emergency. I think that was probably a mistake. But you could see here, so we're only taking on one. So out of the first 4 races, all right, we're only taking on $1.80, which is not bad. And had you been betting, you'd be probably 2 from 4. Okay, or 1 from 4. Then you start looking at these. I mean, we got this winner here, but you couldn't get price. See, and sometimes you're seeing things, but look at the difference. There's no dollar, and we got the winners in there. All right, and as everybody knows, I'm not interested in these winners. So this would have been a meeting probably. I mean, and we got this winner here. All right, and you're a victim of price here. You're not a victim of the sheets being poor. All right, now when you say should I have aborted? Probably not. But you have to have a look and go, how many short price favourites are we taking on? We're not taking on that many. Okay, and then again in the fast lane. So this sheet actually performed well, but all about price. So there's 3. We got the last 3 winners, but we couldn't get price. So but you could see the patterns. No $1.60 favourites. We're not taking them on, and the sheets actually did well, but price. So that was a meeting where you didn't have to abort. All right. So we look at this sheet here. This is the Sunshine Coast. I think this sheet performed poorly, but we took on, and also the track was no good. So you got to listen to what I read what I'm saying about the track conditions themselves, and then you'll have an understanding why I stay away from certain tracks. Now this particular meeting, I know for a fact because I live in Queensland. There was a lot of rain, and this was one meeting that I would have definitely just stayed away from. Where was this? Sunshine Coast. So what was race 1? This was a pass race, so that's fine. Okay, and then you look at race 2. Okay, go look at the markets. All right, and ask yourself. Hang on, set me up. That wasn't in there. All right, so we're taking on $1.65 favourite. So already we're going to be up against it. There's one there. All right. Now I'm not saying because they're $1.65 favourites, well this was a non-event race. I mean, to fact 2 horses in a race is ridiculous. All right. All right. This was a good betting race, so I think we got the winner in this race. Yes, we did. So you know, you're going okay at the moment. There's not that many short price favourites, right? And then I think we got this winner here as well. No, we didn't get this winner. All right, probably a betting race. It should have been a betting race because we've got two runners that we're really taking on. Did I mention anything about that? So race 6, and then we start coming into the the short price runners. So we've got 7 and 9. All right, we're taking them on. All right, and I'm not saying that because they're $2. Now we've got this one here. Again, you know, Shivago. These tracks are no good. So from now on, I don't think I'm going to set. If anything is below, above a soft 6, below a soft 6, I just won't send it. I think that's just the safest bet here. Okay, and then we've got race 8. You know, and again, you're looking at these two really short price favourites. Now we didn't have the winner, so that was a bad sheet. But if you were betting here, okay, probably it just would have been a lost sheet. There's nothing I can do. There wasn't that many short price favourites to take on. All right, there's probably about 3 or 4. I think the sheet didn't lose that much money anyway had you just kept betting there by the rules. All right, so then we look at Port Lincoln. All right, and remember I did send a message about this place. Now with Port Lincoln, we have had some good success there. Now when I sent out the message, I did tell everybody that that we've had great success there, but this meeting was completely difficult. Like it was just very, very, very difficult. Now race 1, $1.90. So again, go ahead, get dynamic odds, look ahead and look at the sheets, compare the sheets, just like I'm doing here. All right, that's when you know, and that's when I send out a message. People think I'm being negative. I'm not being negative. What I'm trying to do is give you honesty and tell you this is going to be a very difficult meeting because when we take on, because you've got to work with probabilities here. All right, they're not going to be wrong all the time. They were only wrong yesterday in 1 state out of 7 states. That was Perth. All right, that's it. The rest they were pretty much spot on. The markets are pretty smart. All right, and I'm gonna send out less sheets on the weekends because I think the weekends at the moment have just been diabolical. All right, we're winning money during the week, but we're giving it all back to them on the weekend, and the multiple sheets does not help. All right, so race 3. Okay, so look ahead. You'll see here there was a pattern here. I think we had the winner in race 3 anyway, but we couldn't get price. Yeah, I mean it's all about like just because you look at it and you'll go, oh, what it's the prices that are the problem. Okay, and then you look at things like this. Look at this thing here, $4.50 out to $8, and we had it as an emergency. Now what would have happened then is you couldn't get price on the 7. All right, now the 7, I don't think at any stage did it remotely hit our price. So you could have had the winner, but not backed the winner, and that's what happens. So in this particular instance, I think it should have been a pass race under the rules anyway, because 2 runners not matched. So you could have kept going, but then all of a sudden, you look at these runners here. So far, out of the first 4 races, all right, we've taken on I think 2, and that's it. But then you look ahead, $1.75, $2, $2.50, all right. We're taking on a lot of short price favourites. I think we had the winner in this race, but I think no, we didn't. So that wasn't that. But then there was a $1.75 favourite there. I think we got the winner in this race, all right, and we did not get the winner in that. But there was the sheet itself. I saw it. There was a lot of these runners, and and we avoid these runners. Now, to abort a meeting, okay. It's timing as well. It's timing. It's whether or not what are these sheets. But looking ahead at the markets, seeing how many runners that I have that are on top of the market that are actually taking on all these runners that are on top of the market, and certain tracks on the weekend they just win. Guys, I could sit here all day, and I'll say this again. I won't even need my database. I can just press 1, 4, send them out. And then I can sit here and press. If I do that, you're going to be wiped. If I can sit here and just go, okay, number 1, number 3, I'll do what everyone else does, and 7. I don't need a database. And you'll be paying me for it to read whatever the markets are telling me are the favourites. All right, this system is not designed for that. This system is designed to beat them. All right, you have to be the master of your own sheets. All right. Some of the reasons why I am not navigating at the moment is I need you all to learn how to navigate the sheets. Having me around all the time is actually not the best thing because it will confuse you. Because when I'm actually navigating, all right, I might do things that are completely the opposite of what I told you to do. So I want you to just, when you do get these multiple sheets, please do not bet on all of them. Read the messages that I've sent through. Have a look, read and say, right, because if you'd read carefully yesterday, I pretty much wrote off about 4 tracks: Taree, Horsham, Sale, and Port Lincoln. All right, and then the rest I said we're okay. All right, and Bunbury I said take them on. Maroya I said take them on, and they were the 2 sheets that pretty much performed well. Had you read what I'm saying, I'll get into more detail with my text messages when I do send them. I shouldn't say text messages, but I call them alerts. And then I'll really analyze it and I'll do exactly what I'm talking about now. I'll go through the markets and I'll say, right, these are the races. Be careful here. If we're not doing well after race 2 or 3, I'm just trying to make the alerts short, just short messages. I don't want to have these long-winded messages, but I'm going to have to. All right. For the new members, please bear with me. Stick with us. Honestly, this winning edge system is unbelievable. Last week, had you bet on most of the sheets, you're probably up about 150 units. Okay. Now, if you'd stuck to betting yesterday, it wouldn't have been a complete wipeout because Perth came back. So these sheets can win big units, but they can also lose big units when favourites win. All right. I am adamant about it. All right. When favourites win, be prepared for some serious losses, and they can win, and they have big runs like they did on the weekend. All right. Now with the weekend stuff, I'm going to slowly just pick and choose the weekend meetings that we need to go into. The weekends at the moment are not doing too well. It's not the sheets are not doing too well. We can't get prices. You are competing amongst every beast out there. All right. Picture a pack of lions in this African safari trying to all go after the one gazelle. It's very, very difficult, and that's what happens on the weekend. So I'm going to sort of back away from the weekends a little bit, not send out so many sheets, and just send out maybe 1 or 2, and that's it. The meetings that I think, well, these might go okay. And you're seeing on the weekends what's happening. You're seeing that all that is winning is just these horses that are from anywhere between $1.90 to $2.50 to $3.50. That's it. Perth is an absolute joke at the moment. You just can't get price. And I've stayed away from Perth Metro for months, pretty much. I've hardly bet there. The money in Perth at the moment is just in the provincials and the countries is where we're going to stick to. Now, for the new members, all right, please, I urge you, if there's any more inquiries, if you're not sure, please send an email. All right, someone at Winning Edge will get back to you. All right, and if you're still not 100% sure, keep asking. All right, we don't want you to lose money. This system makes money. All right, but you just need to be switched on, and you just need to be a little bit smarter. All right, if winning was easy, everyone would do it. Punting is not easy. It's not an easy caper. All right. And, remember one thing, we're not gamblers, we're investors. All right. And my whole philosophy is all about, I'm an investor. It's just long-term stuff. Now let's say we've had a bad weekend. That's okay. Come and see me in 6 months. All right. We'll get it all back. I just got to educate everybody every day on how things roll and how we do things here. We are a completely different service to any other service that you've ever signed up with. All right. Everybody at Winning Edge is here to help you. I'm here to help you. But you must just be sensible, okay? Betting on multiple sheets is not sensible. And I get what everyone's trying to understand is how do I know when to abort, all right? Well, if this video talk can explain some of it, all right, then, I need to make sure that what I'm saying, I'm not trying to confuse everybody. I don't want to confuse anyone because the last thing I want to do is I like to keep it nice and simple. All right, giving you way too much information, giving you way too much talks will only confuse you further. All right, so today being Monday, I don't generally like to work, but I do the sheets anyway. What I am going to do today is I will send out some sheets. And, just quickly on the multiple sheets, if you want to bet on multiple sheets, all right, like I know a lot of guys did last week. They won some serious units. Half stake, quarter stake. All right. The only time you really, when I'm not around and full stake, when I say, right, I'm monitoring the unit, I'm going to be semi-navigating, let's rock and roll. If I'm not navigating and I'm not recording any sheet and nothing's been recorded, go quarter stake, go half stake. You don't need to go full stake, all right? It's not about the quantity, it's all about the quality when we're betting, all right? Hence why I haven't been recording that many units or that many sheets. You don't need to, all right? Now, when I am betting, you'll see that I don't really bet that many on that many races. I'll pass on a lot of races when I'm actually navigating. Now, just on the navigating, bear with me. I'm going to ramp it up a bit more in the new year. I've just been working on a lot of data in Asia at the moment. I'm doing Japan and Korean racing, and I'm a little bit distracted by that. I'm always lurking around and monitoring the sheets, all right? But I need to start navigating further to especially for the new guys so they can understand the system, okay? Because when I am navigating, you'll get a better understanding of what goes on. All right, thanks, guys.